Hello there ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of my live videos, and this is currently my Manchester United versus Reading preview in the FA Cup, 12:30 kick-off on Saturday, as we all know. But we're going to do the build-up to the game, as I currently said, but there's lots and lots to discuss on this current video to you guys today. But before I get into it all, if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe, as always, to Manchester United versus Reading on Saturday in the FA Cup third round. Potentially it should be an easier Manchester United win, as I currently said, but Solskjaer, as I said, rotate the squad differently. He's obviously going to give the youth a chance, and they're going to grow and develop Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But potentially, I think Dalot and Fred could be in contention for this Reading game. I think he may give Fellaini a start, he may give Darmian a start as well, because he's going to rotate it, and he did say he was going to give the youth a chance. He was discussing about rotating as well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But potentially, we know, of course, Bay is still injured. Bay is suspended, as we all currently know. So Phil Jones has actually fulfilled this spot against Newcastle. Against Newcastle, he started Juan Mata. Against Newcastle, he brought Valencia into the team. That was his first start in the Premier League, I think, since like September. In the Premier League, I think he's out of Manchester United. But I think he'll rotate the squad differently for this Reading game. Reading obviously are not in a good form, as we all know. They're sitting 23rd in the Championship. Potentially, I think they've lost 14 games in the Championship this season. In the last 5 games, I think they've lost 3 and drawn 2, if I am right. And they haven't actually won a game. They haven't won a game, Reading, in the Championship since the beginning of November. So potentially they do have a lot of problems. Potentially in the last 4 meetings between Manchester United and Reading, Man United have won all 4. Of course, I think we played them in the FA Cup back in January 2017 as well. I think we beat them once in the League 3. We beat them 1-0, and I think there was a 2-1 FA Cup game. Was that back in 2012, 2013? Something like that. But as I said, Reading have got a lot of problems, as we all know, so it should be an easy Manchester United win, as I currently said, because Solskjaer did mention that he may be giving Mason Greenwood the chance to make his senior debut, because he has been playing very, very well for the reserves. But at the moment, as I said, I can't remember who his Reading manager is. I think they recently had Paul Clement, who obviously used to assist Carlo Ancelotti several times at like Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid. So I think potentially Reading just got a new manager in, if I am sure. I'm not too sure because I don't really follow Reading, but I know they are 23rd in the Championship. But yeah, going into this game, we're in very, very good form. 4 wins out of 4 for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 14 goals scored. As I currently said, I think Solskjaer now, as it has confirmed, he's brought the fear factor back to the club. The motivation's in the team, the confidence is in the team, as I said. And the team are playing well together as a team, making runs in behind, creating chances, as we all currently know. And, players playing to potential level. So, potentially the fear factor's back, that we used to, that we saw under Alex Ferguson. We all know a lot of money's being invested, over £400 million has been spent. Whether we get any players in this January window or not, I do not know. But potentially, yeah, it's 4 wins out of 4, as I said. 14 goals scored, so we'll beat Cardiff 5-1, beat Bournemouth, beat Cardiff 5-1, beat Huddersfield 3-1, beat Bournemouth 4-1, and won comfortably 2-0 away at Newcastle yesterday. And actually, it's confirmed that Solskjaer has actually become the second manager in actually the club's history to win his first 4 games. The last time that happened, that was Sir Matt Busby, who did that, of course. So he's, Solskjaer's very, very happy. He does admit he doesn't want to leave Manchester United. He wants to he wants the job on a full-time basis. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said, but. Yes, we'll go back to Newcastle game. I thought first half we really wasn't in the game. We were a bit slow, a bit sluggish, as Solskjaer was saying in his post-match interview. We were struggling to get in behind because Newcastle were playing so deep at the back, and they did very, very well defensively. We were struggling to get runs in behind, struggling to operate any space, as I clearly said. And Newcastle, did get through the channels, especially in the first half quite easily. They got through the midfield quite easily, and I thought Atsu looked Newcastle's most dangerous player. To be quite honest with you, Newcastle, give it a real good go yesterday. We allowed them to have shots on target, especially in the first half. Atsu had chances, when Shelvey came on in the second half, he also had chances for Newcastle as well. So potentially I thought, but we did have chances of our own in the first half, as we all currently know. But as I said, second half was totally different, and it was them super subs that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who brought on, that currently changed the game around, as we all know. He didn't rest on his laurels though. As I said, he's got the winning mentality. He's got that attacking philosophy as well, and the right mentality is in this Manchester United squad now, as we all currently know. But yeah, Lukaku had came on. He's come on in the last 2 games and scored from being a substitute. I think he came on. I think it was just 40 seconds he came on. I think that must be the fastest goal from a substitute. I think it was 40 seconds. But Rashford had a part to play for the goal anyway. Keeper saved it, and Lukaku ran in and got the rebound. And obviously, you know, Rashford they killed the game off near the end and made it 2-0. But Rashford was absolutely fantastic. You know, he was sublime. I think Rashford's mainly number 9 for Manchester United, to be quite honest, because he's been a Manchester United player since the age of 7. He's progressing up the ranks very, very well as Marcus Rashford. I think he's scored 3 goals now. Is it in 4 games, you know, under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Lukaku's come on twice as substitute scored as well. And Sanchez, you know, did come on, you know, he came on as a substitute yesterday. You know, he got the assist for Marcus Rashford's goal, but there is areas of his game that he does need to adapt, to be quite fair, like Sanchez. But as he gets more game time, I think he will dramatically improve under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But the second half performance was much better. We were creating more chances. As I currently said, Rashford created a lot of chances. He got the man of the match because he's an absolutely fantastic player. He's a 21-year-old He's a 21-year-old that's nearly made 150 appearances now for Manchester United, Marcus Rashford, of course. But it was a good win. I think that's only our 3rd clean sheet, you know, we've kept all season. You know, as I said, we're obviously Chris Smalling's still injured, Rojo's still out, Scott McTominay's still out, and Bailly's got another 2-match suspension, I think, as Eric Bailly. There's been reportedly talks that Sevilla have reportedly been interested in him as well. But I think Lukaku, you know, made an impact when he came on. You know, it was the super subs, you know, potentially that won us the game, you know, to be quite fair. But in my opinion, you know, Lukaku will improve under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer dramatically. You know, everyone talks about his first touch and some of his weaknesses he's got, but he's Premier League proven, as he has proven. He scored 27 goals in his first season. He scored 45 goals for Belgium, but I think under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, he's going to dramatically improve his Romelu Lukaku, as I said. But the winning mentality now is in the team, as we all know. And we're seeing the glory days from Alex Ferguson, which is good to see. We did see Juan Mata starting the game yesterday. You know, he started on the right-hand side. I think potentially he's more of an attacking midfielder, to quite honest with you, than he is on the right-hand side, to be quite honest with you, Juan Mata. Some people think he doesn't fit in the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer system, you know, Juan Mata, because he plays far too much on the left, as it currently said. But as I said, you can tell the difference in the team, the confidence is in the team. It's a total different style of play, as we all know. As pressing, extent, you know, he's very, very good as well. But, you know, we was on the back foot in the first half, bit slow. I'm surprised we kept a clean sheet. You know, Phil Jones, you know, especially did a mistake in the first half, but, you know, he recovered straight away, coming with a strong tackle, as we all know. But Newcastle did have their chances, but the difference is we've got quality up front. You know, potentially Newcastle haven't got quality up front, as we all currently know. I think Matic has improved in these 4 games under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he's showing more distribution. I think he's getting forward more in Nemanja Matic, to be quite fair. We still know that he is slow, Nemanja Matic, as we all currently know, but I still think there's areas where we do have to address in the squad, you know, to be quite honest with you. I still think we need a strong central defender. I still think we need a defensive midfielder that's strong and quick and fast and tenacious. I still think potentially we may need a winger as well, but I still think there's certain areas where we do need to strengthen up, and I still think there's some, you know, there's players that could leave Manchester United. I don't think Fellaini's got a future here. I think he could be in contention for the Reading game on Saturday. I think Fellaini, you know, will leave, to quite honest with you. He's been here since 2013, Marian Fellaini, as we all currently know, so I don't see how he fits in the new regime in this system, you know, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I do think Darmian may leave as well, because he's getting a lot of game time, and he's also coming to the end of his deal. A few Italian teams have reportedly been interested in him as well. But I thought Paul Pogba was influential again yesterday. I think he's mainly number 10, you know, to be quite honest with you, is Paul Pogba. I know you can play him in different positions, but I think he's mainly number 10, is Paul Pogba. He does look better in that position. He's been in great form for Manchester United. He's been providing, he's been scoring goals. I know he didn't, you know, score yesterday, but, you know, he was close right at the end. You know, when he rounded the keeper, Paul Pogba should have finished that off as well. And he's been expressing himself very, very well, as we all know. And the players are playing for Solskjaer. Solskjaer's getting the best out of the players. Solskjaer's getting the best out of the players. He's getting the best out of the players as well, which is very, very good to see. And he knows he's happy, you know, working amongst Mike Phelan and all that. And he's happy working amongst the coaching staff. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's getting the best out of the team, as we all know. And he knows some of these players, obviously, because he's reserve team, because he's watched them grow up as Solskjaer. He knows the club inside out. You know, he knows the traditions of the club, as we all currently know, because he actually he actually was a great player from 1996 to 2007. As we all know, he scored in 1999 final. He was a super sub with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, he scored like 126 goals, was it, in like 366 appearances during his 11-year tenure with Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But, you know, I think he should get the job on a full-time basis. He did say, like, the job on a full-time basis. But, yeah, I think we're going to comfortably beat Reading, you know, with the form we are in. we've seen vast improvements already in, you know, Solskjaer's 4 games now as Manchester United manager in the team. But I still think, you know, there's still certain areas I've identified that still need potentially strengthening up. Reportedly, he was going to get £50 million to spend in this window, reportedly. But as I said, yeah, so this is my Man United versus Reading preview, as I said. But there's talks coming out in the press now that if Solskjaer doesn't get the job on a full-time basis, that reportedly Pochettino is actually the number one. Pochettino's Ed Woodward's number 1 choice to come in at the end of the season on a full-time basis. Reportedly, according to the press, Ed Woodward and Pochettino have been in talks. Pochettino has reportedly been in talks with Manchester United, and reportedly Ed Woodward has been in talks, as Ed Woodward has been in transfer talks with Pochettino of who to get in the summer and what his first signing would be if he was to come in to fulfil the managerial role at Manchester United on a full-time basis. And reportedly Pochettino has identified a 70 million signing. You know, he would like to come in at Old Trafford. He's actually blatantly told Manchester United to go and sign him in the summer. This is what Pochettino's demanded out. And reportedly Pochettino said Man United should go sign the £70 million signing of James Maddison or something like that. Reportedly, he's rated at £70 million. He's a Leicester player. He's only 22 years of age, so he is in his prime. He is a midfielder. He's currently at Leicester now. As I said, I don't really know much about him, but reportedly Pochettino's told Ed Woodward, you know, to go on and sign him in the summer, and reportedly that would be Pochettino's first signing, you know, if he actually, you know, was to come in to the club at the end of the season. But James Maddison actually began his career with Coventry. I think he began his career with Coventry, if I'm right. He played for Norwich City at one point as well. He also played on loan at Aberdeen as well, did the player. But he is only 22 years of age. But I don't really know much about him. But reportedly Pochettino has identified him as his actual first signing, you know, if he is to come into the club on a full-time basis at the end of the season, because he's actually suggested this out to Ed Woodward, because reportedly Ed Woodward and Pochettino have been in transfer talks of who to get in the current summer. But we know that Ed Woodward was obviously looking for recruitment, you know, who to get in on a full-time basis at the end of the season. Pochettino does still remain the favourite, as we all currently know. But as I said, he's Premier League proven. He's doing very, very well with Tottenham, as we all currently know. He hasn't won out in terms of silver, Mauricio Pochettino, as we all know. He's under contract. He's obviously got a 5-year deal with Tottenham, as we all know. And we know it would cost Manchester United around £35-40 million to get him in at the end of the season, when we could save that money and probably get a signing with that money, you know, to be quite honest with you. So reportedly, he's the number 1 target, is Pochettino. He's been managing since like 2009. You know, he played 18 years in his playing career as well, Pochettino. I know he's doing very, very well with Tottenham. You know, he's got them to 2nd and 3rd in his first 2 seasons with Tottenham. He's only spent £50 million at Tottenham since 2014, but he has got a lot of good players as Pochettino in his team. But yeah, the rumours have come out today that's suggesting that Ed Woodward has been in transfer talks with Mauricio Pochettino, who Pochettino would actually like, what signing Pochettino would like to get in the summer. But we know the club is still recruiting him, of course, for the full-time manager. But Pochettino obviously understands the Premier League. He's got a good philosophy. He likes the attacking football. Just like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes the attacking football, he also likes the whip as well. Pochettino, do I think he'd do a good job? You know, he probably would potentially, you know, do a good job, as we all know, because here he'd have the willpower, he'd have the money to spend, as we all can know. But he's identified one of his first signings would be James Maddison, Pochettino, if he actually was to come in at the end of the season. We know that there's been talks about Zinedine Zidane as well. He's not the favourite. I think he's the 2nd favourite to come in the job at Manchester United. Zinedine Zidane, as we all know, has never managed in the Premier League, as we all currently know. But as I said, I do like Zinedine Zidane. He's dealt with top players. As I said, he's never played or managed in the Premier League, but he's got a great managerial CV. Come out a couple of weeks ago that reportedly Manchester United had actually offered Zinedine Zidane the job reportedly, because he has been managerless since May with Real Madrid, as we all currently know. But there has been potential talks about him coming in, because I think he's had discussions with his representatives in the past about coming to manage in English football. I think he's destined to come and manage in the Premier League is Zinedine Zidane as well. And Real Madrid have had problems since Zinedine Zidane left, since Ronaldo left. As we all currently know. We know other managers have been mentioned as backup options, like, you know, the Marco Rose I updated you with. Laurent Blanc's been mentioned as well, but they're backup options, obviously, in case we fail to get Pochettino in. But I think Solskjaer could anywhere get the job on a full-time basis. You know, it was good that Chelsea slipped up yesterday. We're only 6 points behind top 4 now, so definitely top 4's on, as I said, and the expectations for this year is to get us back up there competing and challenging for major honours and challenging for silverware as well. But potentially, yeah. So the report of the players we have been linked with has been the likes of Koulibaly, Toby Alderweireld. It's come out in the press today about Costas Manolas from Rome, as I updated you. He's been mentioned in the press. We've also been linked with Eddie Meterio, that Porto central defender. But Koulibaly, if we were to get him, if we were to get him on the board, he would be a great signing in my opinion for Manchester United. Would Koulibaly. In the process, Manchester United at the moment have had 3 bids turned down. The recent one was £95 million. Reportedly, according to the Daily Express, and reportedly, according to the bookies, they've actually favoured Man United. Well, they think it's happening this month, according to the bookies, that Man United somewhere along the line are going to get a deal for Koulibaly. The Napoli, from his perspective, though, the Napoli president said they weren't willing to do any business in this January window. Ed Woodward has been in discussions with the Napoli officials, as we all know. He has got a contract with Napoli till 2023, but as I said, he adapts every his game very well. He's got lots of nasty about his play. He's very good in the air, as well as Koulibaly. I think he'd be a good leader in our defensive line, and potentially I think we'd have to pay a fee probably in the excess of at least £100 million to get Koulibaly anywhere. He did sign a new deal as well, Koulibaly. He did actually sign a new deal, but a release clause obviously wasn't included in this deal as well that he currently signed. But as I said, great player. Man United have had 3 bids turned down for player, and I think he's keen on the move to Old Trafford. That Instagram post Paul Pogba mentioned supporting him, about supporting him and the racist abuse that he currently suffered. He said, "See you soon, bro." So there could be suggestions there that he could be on his way to Old Trafford. So the fans will be even more happy than they are now, and the mood will be lifted even more at Old Trafford. If he was to come into the club, because he would be a great major signing. We do have options at the back as well, as we all know. And I think he'd complement, if you put him alongside Lindelof, and it was played well this season, you put him alongside Bay, I think he'd look very good, would Koulibaly, but we know there's still rumours going on about that as well. We know potentially today in the media as well that Costas Manolas, the current Roma central defender, I think he's 27 years of age. I think he's the same age as Koulibaly is the player, Costas Manolas. Reportedly, he's got around Man United could actually get the signing of the player. Reportedly, the player's got around a 33-34 million release clause, or something like that. He's 27 years of age. I don't think he's never played in the Premier League. He is a Greek, I think, is the player. Is Costas Manolas. I've never really heard of him. I know he used to play for Athens and Olympiacos, the player as well. But reportedly he's got a 30-odd million release clause in his current contract. Reportedly, so we've been linked with him. We know there's rumours on about potentially Toby Alderweireld. We know there's rumours going on about Toby Alderweireld as well, and I'd like him because he's Premier League proven. He knows the Premier League, and he's very good in the Premier League. I said I have reservations about him. I think he needs to adjust his game a bit more. I think he's lost the pace a little bit as Toby Alderweireld, to be quite honest here, but he can be a world-class central defender, as we all know, can Toby Alderweireld. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract with Tottenham. Tottenham have obviously extended his contract till 2020, and they've actually included a release clause of £25 million, so he will be available for £25 million in the summer. Will Toby Alderweireld, as we all currently know. But as I said, he's Premier League proven, and I think he'd lead the back line very well, Alderweireld. But I think he's going to leave Tottenham in the summer as well. But Man United, of course, were in discussions last summer over getting a deal over the line for Alderweireld. But obviously, we never got a deal over the line. But he has been a potential Man United target. There's been talks about today that Diego Godin has also been mentioned in the press as well, the Atletico Madrid central defender. He's 32 years of age, so he's out of his prime, but he has grown and developed very well. Potentially, he's never ever played in the Premier League. He's never had any experience of playing in the Premier League. Reportedly, supposed to be a very good central defender. Manchester United were actually linked with him last summer. Reportedly Atletico Madrid guaranteed him Atletico Madrid promised him an actual new contract if he snubbed Manchester United. He did snub Manchester United last summer. We was on the brink of getting Diego Godin last summer, to be quite honest with you. But reportedly now, according to the media, it's coming out saying that it's unlikely he's going to be signing a new contract before he comes to an end of his current one in the summer. He comes to an end of his contract this summer, does Diego Godin, and reportedly he's set to leave Atletico Madrid because it's unlikely he's going to sign a new contract, and they failed to offer him a new contract with Atletico Madrid. I think when I last spoke to you about Diego Godin, he reportedly had around a 20 million release clause or something like that. But he comes to an end of his deal in the summer. But he's played in Spain the majority of his career as Diego Godin. You know, he had like 3 years at Villarreal. This is what his 9th season now with Atletico Madrid. And to be quite fair, I think he's played over 300 games, you know, for Atletico Madrid. As I currently said, but as I said, I really wouldn't want him to, quite honestly. He's 32 years of age, he's coming to an end of his career, so I think we potentially would want someone who's younger, like someone like Koulibaly, who's 27, and Koulibaly's 5 years younger than Diego Godin. Potentially he's better as well, is Koulibaly, as we all know. But these, I'm just giving you updates, you know, that the current, the current players, you know, that we are currently linked with. And also Eddie Materio's being mentioned in the press as well, the Porto central defender. He's also being mentioned as well as Eddie Materio. Eddie Materio, he's a Porto central defender. He's only 20 years of age. Don't really know much about him. He may be looking to reunite with Diego Dalot, because that's where we got Diego Dalot from Porto, as we all know. Dalot hasn't played in the last 2 games, as we all know, but I think he's going to be in contention for the Reading game. I think also Fred's going to be in contention for the Reading game, because I think Fred needs potentially more game time to get to his potential level, because he hasn't had enough of it this season, and Fred hasn't played in the last 2 games either. But as I said, Eddie Materio, he's been in the senior team quite a few years now. Reportedly, he's got a 40-odd million release clause. So potentially, reportedly, Manchester United have reportedly been linked with him as well. So we are linked with quite a few potential targets. Whether we get any signings in this January window or not, I do not know. But as I do keep saying, I think we need a backup striker. I think we potentially need a winger. I think we need a central defensive midfielder. And I think we need a central defender as well. But we're obviously in no rush at the moment, because we're doing very, very well. Going to flourish under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and you know the young players are going to grow and develop, as I currently said, because Solskjaer knows what he's doing. His lineups are right, his tactics are right, and he's obviously got the winning mentality at this team, as we all know. But as we all know, there's still players coming to the end of the contract, so potentially Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got to think about contract renewals, as we all currently know. In the current process. So I've been anywhere. So this is my Manchester United versus Reading preview, as I said. There's other news to update you on. I'm going to give you some more transfer rumours that are going on in the press, as I currently said. There's more transfer rumours going on. We'll give you a bit of Liverpool's if you want me to. We'll give you a bit of Arsenal's if you want. We'll give you a bit of Chelsea's if you want whilst we're on this video. So we will start with Arsenal's, and then we'll go to Chelsea or Liverpool. So Arsenal, you know, they're linked to quite a few players at Arsenal, because they know, you know, they've got a few potential issues with Arsenal. They've got players injured. I don't think Ozil will be leaving now, according to his current representative. I think his representative said he has no desire to leave Arsenal. I know he's been struggling to adapt this season under Emery. He's been struggling for game time. He's been missing key games. He's currently injured at the moment. He was injured early on in the season as well, was Mesut Ozil, and Arsenal still know how much of an essential player he is. He signed a £350,000 a week contract back in 2017. Did Mesut Ozil as well. He's been, you know, linked with a move away from Arsenal, as we all know, as Mesut Ozil, but they have got problems, and I think Emery needs to invest in his window. He wants to get at least 1 or 2 players in, as he suggested out. I think they need to bolster their defensive line. I also think potentially that you know, they're interested in quite a few winners at Arsenal, as we all currently know. But potentially, yeah. So there's players that are guaranteed to leave Arsenal. Welbeck's guaranteed to definitely leave. Ramsey is going to leave, whether it be in this window or wait till his contract expires in the summer, I do not know. But reportedly, there's a few teams that have been interested in Aaron Ramsey, as we all know. Potentially, he favours the move to Juventus, reportedly, but Bayern Munich, reportedly, he's been in talks with Juventus, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Real Madrid and PSG. So he's been in talks with like 5 teams as Aaron Ramsey, but reportedly Arsenal know he's going. I think he will probably stay until contract expires, then he will be potentially leaving Aaron Ramsey, but he's a very, very good box-to-box midfielder, as we all know. He's Aaron Ramsey. He's been at Arsenal like 10 years now, is it? He's made over 2 century appearances for Arsenal. You know, he's good when he was young in his prime, you know, with Cardiff City, you know, to be quite honest with you. I think he played 22 games, but he became the youngest first-team player ever there. He spent like 8 years with them in their youth system, did Aaron Ramsey, as we all currently know. but potentially he's grown and developed very, very well. He still played majority of Arsenal's games this season, even though he is leaving, so potentially Arsenal will have to identify a replacement for him. He did say reportedly in the press that Juventus were willing to offer him $7 million per season, plus offer him a 4-year contract, plus offer him around a salary of up to £150,000 a week. But potentially Arsenal know he's going to be potentially leaving. So Arsenal will have to find replacements. They did get 5 signings last summer, did Arsenal as well, as we all currently know. But still, I think Arsenal still need to potentially bolster their squad up. But there has been talk. I'll give you a few the players that they are linked to. Reportedly, it's come out in the press yesterday. I was reading a couple of Arsenal's transfer news, what were going on. Reportedly, according to the media, it did actually say that reportedly they were linked to a Real Madrid, the Real Madrid goalkeeper, Keylor Navas. According to the press, that reportedly Arsenal have put out a £14 million bid for the keeper, because obviously Petr Cech's coming to an end of his career. Obviously they got Lenio from Bayer Leverkusen, was it last summer or something like that? I think it's called Lenio or something like that. But reportedly Arsenal put a £14 million bid in for Keylor Navas, because he's obviously out of favour at Real Madrid now, is Keylor Navas. As we all know, he's obviously not first choice goalkeeper. Courtois the first choice keeper, who Real Madrid got last summer from Chelsea. But Keylor Navas, as I said, I think he actually does. I think he wants to leave Real Madrid, does Keylor Navas, because obviously he's no longer first choice, as we all know. And there's a few players that are out of favour at Real Madrid. But Keylor Navas, Arsenal reportedly have put a £14 million bid in. I think he does want to leave Real Madrid. Real Madrid, he's been at Real Madrid since like 2014 now. I think Real Madrid paid £10 million for him from Levante in 2014 or something like that. He is Costa Rican. He's the goalkeeper. Keylor Navas, as I currently said. I think he's played over 70 games for Costa Rica, to be quite honest with you. As Keylor Navas, but reportedly Arsenal have reportedly been interested in him. Arsenal have reportedly been interested in him, so that's one of potential Arsenal's transfer targets, Keylor Navas. We know that there's been talks about Gary Cahill. We know they've also been linked with that Ever Banega, that current Sevilla player. Obviously, Umrembe has had experience of working with him in the past. This is his second spell now with Sevilla. Is Ever Banegas, as we all know. He's currently Argentinian, as we all know. He's won 2 Europa Leagues with Sevilla. He spent a lot of years with Valencia when he was young in his prime. Ever Banega, potentially won the Copa del Rey with them, played 162 games during his time with Valencia. So Umrembe is keen on reuniting with the player, because Umrembe has had experience of playing with him, as we all currently know. Well, Umrembe is keen on reuniting with the player. He began his career with Box Juniors, did the actual player, and then potentially went to Valencia, and then he went on a couple of loan deals with Atletico Madrid and Newell's Old Boys. I think he had a season with Inter Milan as well, but this is his second spell, now with Sevilla. Sevilla is the players. Reportedly he's got around an 18 million release clause. Reportedly his representatives have been in London to negotiate a potential deal. As I currently said. So that's another player Arsenal have been linked with. They've also been linked with Barcelona's Denis Suarez as well. I don't really know much about him, as currently said. Umrembe's worked with him in the past when he was on his loan with Sevilla, of course. He's currently a Barcelona player. He's played for Manchester City before. Well, he was at Manchester City during his youth career. He's actually played for the Celta Vigo reserve team and the Barcelona reserve team, as we all know. And obviously, as I said, had a loan deal with Sevilla. He's also played for Villarreal in the past as well as Denis Suarez. Reportedly, it did say Arsenal got offered a 14 million deal for the player. It did say Barcelona were willing to let him go for £14 million. It was a cut price deal, reportedly, but Arsenal have also targeted him as well. So Arsenal have got a few potential targets, as I currently said. Arsenal have got a few potential targets, as I currently said. So if I don't get time to give you a bit of an update, on the rest of the transfer news, we will do it on a separate video, as I currently said. So we'll give you a bit of Chelsea transfer news now. Obviously Chelsea, there was second highest spenders last summer. They got Jorginho for 57 million. They got Kepa for a world record fee of 70-odd million pounds as well. But Sarri's still looking to bolster his squad up. He's still looking to strengthen his squad up, as we all currently know, because Chelsea have got players guaranteed that are going to leave. Eden Hazard now, with the arrival of Christian Pulisic, Chelsea fans are convinced that Eden Hazard could leave. We know Fabregas is going to leave. He's only got 6 months left on his deal. He's obviously now made that 500th appearance in English football. As says Fabregas, I think he's actually favoured to go to Monaco. We'll talk about more than that in a bit. I think Callum Hudson's going to leave. There's been no sign of him signing a new deal with Chelsea. Obviously, he's out of favour now with Chelsea, as currently is the player, because he hasn't really played much this season for Chelsea, to be quite honest with you. Alvaro Morata is out of favour as well at Chelsea. He's no longer Sarri's first choice, as we all currently know. I think, he could potentially leave as well, but Sarri says he doesn't potentially need a striker, he needs a winger. I think he's looking to bolster his defensive lineup as well. But if he feels as though Sarri thinks it's going to be hard to find an actual replacement for Cesc Fabregas, so he's potentially, concerned about that. But anyway, Chelsea, as I said, they are linked with quite a few players, as we all currently know, Chelsea. Obviously, it came out in the press yesterday. They did confirm the signing of 20-year-old Christian Pulisic. Obviously, I think he's going to dramatically improve them. He's progressing up the ranks very, very well. As Christian Pulisic, he was under contract with them until 2020. I think he played 81 games in the Bundesliga with Borussia Dortmund. I think he played 20 Champions League matches as well. Did Christian Pulisic, but I give you the news yesterday. Chelsea confirmed the signing of him. A £58 million fee had been agreed between Chelsea and Dortmund after Chelsea were actually in long negotiations with Borussia Dortmund over this. But I think he's happy coming to the Premier League. Christian Pulisic has never played in the Premier League, and I think he'll grow and develop, under the management of Sarri at Chelsea, to be quite honest with you. He is going to be loaned back to Borussia Dortmund until the end of the season. Borussia Dortmund did confirm they weren't willing to officially let him go in January, as they did demand they want to keep him until the end of the season. So this is the reason why he's been loaned back to Chelsea, to Borussia Dortmund, sorry, as we all currently know. But yeah, Chelsea have completed the signing of him anywhere. And this season, he's definitely been in and out of the team at Borussia Dortmund, Christian Pulisic, as well. And I think he's made 115 appearances in all competitions. He's been in the senior squad. He was at Borussia Dortmund 4 years, won the German Cup in 2017, and he was there 4 seasons, and potentially made his senior debut in 2016. He made his debut at just his senior debut at just the age of 17. But as I said, he is a good player, Christian Pulisic. It will be a good sign for Chelsea. Chelsea have got to think about where they're going to put him in the squad. He's mainly a winger. You can put him as the midfielder as well, but Chelsea may put him on the wing. They may put him more centrally. So it'll be interesting to see, how he fits in Chelsea's team, Christian Pulisic, as we all know. But yeah, Chelsea have definitely confirmed the signing of him. He's only 20 years of age, so he is a young age prospect, and I think he will grow and develop more. We know that obviously Arsenal had a £35 million bid turned down for the player. Liverpool obviously were keen on getting the player. Liverpool were actually keen on getting Christian Pulisic because potentially Jurgen Klopp, admires the player. Klopp's had experience of working with the player, as we all currently know. So he was looking to reunite with Christian Pulisic, but I just think he preferred the move to Chelsea, as Christian Pulisic, was demanding out. So that's confirmed. But potentially, as I currently said, guys, Eden Hazard, there's people, Chelsea fans are convinced he could leave now because potentially he could leave because due to the Christian Pulisic arrival, they think Eden Hazard could leave. He scored over 100 goals for Chelsea. They could see Christian Pulisic as a long-term replacement for Eden Hazard, because Eden Hazard is obviously in his mid-20s. There's been no sign of him as yet signing a new contract with Chelsea, Eden Hazard, as we all currently know. But as I said, he hasn't really committed his future yet, Eden Hazard. His close ball control is very, very good. He's very, very good in the air. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play as well. He's potentially Chelsea's best player, as we all know, and he's mainly been playing him up front recently as Sarri, as we all currently know. So yeah, I don't know what's going to be happening with him. But as I said, Chelsea are still linked to other players, Potentially, I think Alvaro Morata is going to definitely Chelsea, in my opinion. I think Morata's going to definitely leave Chelsea. He's out of favour. He's no longer first team choice. Chelsea paid £60 million for him, as we all currently know from Real Madrid. You know, he spent the most of his playing career with Real Madrid. You know, as we all know, he had a 2-year spell, you know, with Juventus as well. But he hasn't really delivered the goods, you know, since he's come to Chelsea. You know, especially since Sarri has been recommended in. He hasn't been getting enough first team football. He's been in and out of the team as Alvaro Morata. He's had injury problems this season as well, of course, as Alvaro Morata. But obviously, we all know there's been talks of Alvaro Morata and Gonzalo Higuain as a potential swap deal. Gonzalo Higuain's a prolific goal scorer, as we all know. I think he'd lead Chelsea's lines very, very well. And he's an efficient finisher, as we all know. And potentially AC Milan have confirmed that. As yet, AC Milan have actually confirmed, the directors confirmed that Chelsea have not made an approach or any offer yet. For Gonzalo Higuain. Chelsea have actually been interested in the player. He's obviously now, 31 years of age, so he's only got a couple of years left. You know, he's coming to an end of his career. Is Gonzalo Higuain, but he's grown and developed very, very well, as we all know. I thought he was good when he was young in his prime. You know, he had 6 good years with Real Madrid, as we all know. He also had, you know, 3 good years with Napoli, as we all currently know, because potentially Sarri's keen on reuniting with the player, because Sarri used to work with Gonzalo Higuain. He scored 36 goals in that season, you know, well, in one season with Napoli. He had a good 3 years there. You know, obviously Juventus as well, he was really, really good. He had 2 seasons there, I think. I think Juventus paid £70-80 million for him, but obviously he's initially on loan now at AC Milan. He's Gonzalo Higuain. He's South American, but as I said, Chelsea have been interested in the player, as I currently said, but Chelsea have not made an official approach for him, according to the AC Milan director, as I currently said. So yeah, that's Chelsea. Also, obviously, I think Cesc Fabregas is going to definitely leave. He's only got 6 months left on his deal, as we all currently know. So I think definitely Fabregas is going to leave, as I've already updated you. He's broke several club records, as we all know. He's now made 500 appearances in the Premier League in English football. You know, he's been in English football for like over 12, 13 years now or something like that. I think, you know, he did have a 3-year spell, you know, with Barcelona. He's won quite a lot of trophies, you know, during his playing career, says Fabregas, but I think he's going to be going to Monaco, you know, to be quite honest with you, looking to reunite with Thierry Henry, because Fabregas due to potentially play alongside him. So Chelsea will want to identify a replacement for him as well, but he's not going to be signing a new Chelsea contract, as we all currently know. But yeah, I think Fabregas will be going. And with Chelsea, he's won like 2 Premier Leagues, FA Cup and League Cup. And he won trophies with Barcelona. He won the FA Cup, you know, with Arsenal. He had 8 great years with Arsenal, did Cesc Fabregas, as we all know. But another name's been mentioned in the press who also reportedly Chelsea are interested in is Icardi, that Inter Milan striker. Reportedly, he's got a £99 million release clause in his current contract, but he's a prolific goal scorer. He's an efficient finisher. He's good in the air. He's very, very good centrally as well. He's very, very good with both feet. He adapts every area of his game well. He's got the eye for goal. He creates chances. He scores goals, and he's an efficient finisher. Is Icardi. Reportedly, he said Chelsea reportedly put a bid in to trigger his £99 million release clause, reportedly, and he would deliver the goods to Chelsea, Icardi, because Icardi is actually a very, very he's a sensational player. Is Icardi, as we all know. I think all in all his career, he's scored 131 goals in like over 2 century appearances. I think 120 of them have been for Inter Milan. You know, the goals he has scored. He actually began his career, you know, he was in the youth system with Barcelona, I think he was. Potentially had one. He began his professional career with Sampdoria. He had one impressive season with Sampdoria, and then Inter Milan got him. And since he's been at Inter Milan since 2013, you know, he's the 9th Inter Milan. He's the 9th Inter Milan player, all-time top goal scorer. He's Inter Milan's 9th highest top goal scorer of all time, and since he's been at Inter Milan, he's scored over 100 goals as well. He was actually the top scorer in the 2014-15 and 2017-18 season in Serie A as well. But potentially he is a proven goal scorer. Is this Icardi, as we all currently know? But he's been at Inter Milan since 2013, as we all know. But reportedly, Chelsea have been interested in the player. But yeah, since he's been at Inter Milan, I think his 120 goals have come at Inter Milan. All in all, his career, he scored 131 goals, as we all know. He's the 9th highest top scorer for Inter Milan of all time, reportedly as well. But very, very good, sensational player. As we all currently know, he's never played in the Premier League. It would be good for him to come and experience the Premier League. But as I said, we're going to go into some Liverpool transfer news, as I currently said. But, we'll do that on a separate video because it will be too long. I've already been on 39 minutes. So we'll give you a bit of an update on some more transfer rumours later on today. And like we always do on this channel. I did say earlier I was going to be doing a bit of Liverpool's transfer rumours, but I will update you with that later on because I have got things to do now, guys. As I said, but this is mainly my Manchester United versus Reading preview. As I currently said, there's been talks in the media about Pochettino. He's still the #1 target to come in at the end of the season on a full-time basis. Pochettino, it's Ed Woodward's #1 choice. Reportedly him and Ed Woodward, Pochettino and Ed Woodward have been in transfer talks of who to potentially get in the summer if Pochettino is recommended. And, he's probably, Ed Woodward was probably wanting to know what, Pochettino's for signing wants to be, if he does come in. And I think, he's actually identified James Maddison, the Leicester midfielder. As I did update you, he's 22 years old, as he currently said. But yeah, it's 3rd January today, isn't it? As I currently said, it is the 3rd of January. So there will be more deals done in this transfer window, as we all currently know, and we'll always update you, as we always do on this channel. But I did say I still think a few Man United players are going to leave. I think, as I told you, I think Valencia is really, really past it now. He's been here like 10 years, Valencia. He's made over 300 appearances. He hasn't hardly been in the team this season in the Premier League. He played against Newcastle, but I think that was his first start since like September in the Premier League. Maybe Ashley Young, I'm not too sure about him, if he's going to stay or go as well. He's been mainly playing at right back this season, Ashley Young, to be quite honest with you. I don't think Darmian's got a future. But as I said, he's going to rotate the squad differently for Saturday against Reading. I think he's going to give the youth a chance. And that's the right game to do it, giving the youth a chance, give them a chance to go out there and express themselves. As we all currently know, and the team have expressed themselves fantastically well so far under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And he's brought the fear factor back to Manchester United, that we had under Alex Ferguson. And if we carry on like this, teams will fear playing us. Teams will fear coming to Old Trafford, as we all know. But anyway, we'll update you on a bit of Liverpool's transfer rumours on a separate video. We'll give you a bit of update on Liverpool's, and we'll keep you up to date with what's going on in the media, as we all do. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribe to the channel, as always. And we'll be back soon with some more live videos. So take care, God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.